All right. So what I'm talking about here, okay, so the next panel or the next tab that it is going to referring is completely, okay, so the networking part, okay. So my aspect is, though you are going to deploy your database server, okay, so the logical SQL server instance, okay, so you must and should know this part, okay. See, as a database guy, you know already, okay, you are experienced guy, okay, maybe some most of the time you are more than expertise to me, okay. So see, the concept is here, 50% of the SQL and the 50% of Azure concept, Azure dependency service, you must and should know, otherwise you cannot able to sustain. So what is the networking? So do you require to think that all the networking concept as the normal Azure engineers that are no, not required. Okay, so high level wherever we require to connectivity and all, so that only we are going to learn. Okay, we are not going to know network landscape and all. We are not going to do, but the dependency, whatever the extent is required, that definitely we are going to cover. Otherwise, it is not going to work out to complete your course basically. See here. So let's say when you are going to get the dependency. Okay, so you deployed the services. Okay, somebody is asking, when I'm trying to connect, my server is not able to connect. So in on premises, where we are going to check basically, you will check networking, you will check ping parameter, we will get telnet, and if you have connectivity tool testing also you can able to do, right? So but since it is in a pass model, you don't have any control on the host level basically, okay, underlying hardware level. So if you are in a VM and whatever, you can able to do customize and do something, but when it is in a pass model, platform as a service, okay, your database, you just need to know this networking later, so that what is the configuration, whether it's public endpoint and private endpoint and no access, so that you can able to say, okay, so where we are going to do the troubleshoot and where we are going to see that logs and all, right? So here is the part that the dependency terminology. So I'm just focusing on the dependency terminologies. Okay. So that's what you should know, the basic things of part of the Azure SQL DBA networking as well. Okay. I'm just not going to do anything here. Okay. So we will explore it, point by point. Just I'm moving forward to the next step. See here the security option. Okay. Let's see the security option, what we are going to talking about, the database level security option. See in on premises. Okay. So vulnerability assessment related, we'll do, every, quarterly, half yearly. There is, uh, security assessment related, okay, so logins related, software related and a database related, that we are going to lot of softwares, right? But Azure SQL and Microsoft is going to provide you, okay, so the definer for the SQL. So what it is going to do typically, okay, so it is going to do some threat detection, malware attacks, that it is going to help us, okay. And also we are familiar with this, DM, TD encryption, okay, so database level SSL encryption, we are familiar, right? So that how it is going to accommodate, how what is the service that is going to provide, we can able to see it here. Okay, so if you can see this ledger option also, okay, so here the ledger option we can see this, okay, newly added services, okay, the security identity, a lot of the things we have, okay, the server level key, database level key, what we talked about in a TD encryption, right? So here we have, okay, it is in currently up. You will use for the service manager key, and then a database level manager key also we have, okay. So next option, what we are going to referring, okay, additional settings that we talked about, additional setting. See, in the additional setting, let's say you are deploying a new brand new database here, you are deploying brand new database, but if you are already any one of the server, okay, this is a new server, right? If you already 1 month or 2 months back, if you already deployed, okay, you can able to avail that backup, okay. So let's say the storage location that just before we saw, right, there is a networking option, if you can see in the drop down list, okay, LRS, GRS, RA, option. So if it is there, okay, in the backup file, you can able to directly restore this one. This is one of the option to restore, okay. And the none option is you are just deploying empty database here. Okay, and the sample is, you are aware of this, adventure work database backup file. You want to test something and do R&D. It is going to give this, inbuilt, adventure work database. You have, multiple options here. Okay, so at this moment we'll take it up as, none, or it is going to create the empty database. If you are choosing the sample, it is going to give the, adventure web database here. Okay, so now we'll move the next step here. See, every environment. Okay, so here is, you have these things, right? So basic and all this, related terminologies. Okay. Yeah. So tax is basically, okay, see, it is a brand. It's nothing but, cloud picks. I have no development environment. Okay, cloud picks iFund dev environment. Okay, so this is 001. Sorry, numeric value will here. This is a flip code application, right? And here you can give the 001. Okay, so again you can give the location. So what is the location? You will choose that US or East US. Okay, something like that you can able to add. So in a real time basis, when you are going to use, okay, you have, hundreds of servers. Okay, so client want to extract from data, what is the utilization. So you are going to sort by using of the location, by using of the name, by using of the values. So you are going to use this, tags information. See, whatever the input parameters we have given, you can easily see the review and the create. So as of now, what we did is basically the subscription and the resource group. We talked about the resource group and the region. The region is a global regions, as I said, 60 plus regions. Okay. We will discuss, in details region, what is the region, what is the data center, what is the zone. Okay, we will have, in detail discussion that. Just try to understand one database deployment, the dependence that we are going to talking about the networking. See, the networking you must and should know. Otherwise, there is no way to skip on, your, deployment, right? So if you can see the backup and the redundancy and the security option, okay, and you'll get, additional settings, tags. So that's what I'm saying. Only you are going to learn 50%. Why? Because you already know the backup taking in on premises, the similar kind of strategy here also, but the navigation terminal is little bit different. But the critical part is you should know this dependency. Okay, the dependencies also, it is, easily to, understand. It is GA mode only. So this is what the input parameter is going to give you. Okay, let's say if you want to deploy this one, JSON template kind of thing, you can download it. You can do automate by using of, PowerShell, and by using of the DevOps and any Jenkins, the third party tool that you are going to use. By you can able to download this template, and you can do multiple. Okay, at this moment we are going to create it, but GUI only. Let's, have some upcoming classes. We are going to do that aspect as well. Okay, now we just deployed. Okay, now let's navigate to these things actually. Okay, so what we talked about, the basic related basic tab, which is going to give your SQL related inputs, and the network related we'll have, what the networking concept.
Beams,
Yeah, please go ahead.
sorry to interrupt you. Can I ask one small question?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we have created the database site. So, what version of databases it will be created? Is
Yeah,
an latest version?
yeah, here actually we don't have, version kind of related stuff here. Okay, so okay, you will get, latest version of, your instance basically. Okay, so typically on premises, typically on premises end. Okay, so we can able to see the 16, 17, 19, 20, 22 versions, right? So here you will get latest version with different manner it will come. Okay, so that we can able to see once after the deployment has done. But you cannot able
Sure,
to
sure. Okay.
compare, we cannot able to compare whatever on premises versions we have. Okay, so as of now we have 20 12 also it is going to support prospect of outdated. Okay, so it is an extended support currently. Okay, we have it from to 14, 16, 17, 19, 22. Okay, but here the version it is different. Okay, so but it is a latest version which is going to compatible. Okay.
Okay, so you mean if we choose SQL Server data SQL databases for creation, so there is no concept of version here, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So for server also same. We have created the server also. So here that's also the
Version
same version.
version belongs to server only, right? We are not, uh, database level version. We cannot able to
Yeah, yeah.
see on premises also. Okay.
Okay.
Anyone have any questions? By the time the deployment is in progress, anyone have any questions? See, the thing is that my intention of this first class. Okay, so learning of the Azure SQL is very easy. Okay. The rest of the part, if you are going to, learn, effectively, you can easily to understand the rest of the, concept. If you are going to have availability, okay, on premises, networking one guy, okay, storage one guy, okay, Windows team is one guy. But when you go to do a task, this, cloud, you are the whole and soul. Okay, you cannot able to say I don't know, so how to do? You cannot able to depends. Even medium level startup and medium level organization, they are not going to maintain any kind such thing. Okay, so the most important thing, the critical part is there is no support at all. I'm sorry, support level DBAs and they're not going to maintain. You are going to work. Support is 30%, 60 to 70% is the migration task. Okay, so if you are in the migration, you would have to know the end to end, right? Okay, so apart from this, networking concept, you'll have to know that private endpoint connectivity, that you are the whole and soul guy to take care of. So that's what. Okay, so we are focusing completely two modules. Okay, only for our uh, basics related. Once after this done, okay, slowly we are going to do our things. Okay, let me give this uh, discussion part. Okay, opening that template. Yeah, the service got, the databases got deployed. Okay, so before going to see the database and all, okay, my point is today agenda, not for the SQL deployment. So understand the other dependency aspects. That is a more crucial part. Okay, let's see here. So as of now, just before we deployed, this is the database server, Azure SQL one, right? So if you could see this, Azure SQL database is basically, okay, it is a straightforward singleton database. Okay, so in a real-time business use case, we are not going to, completely uh, in a production prospect, we are not going to suggest this one. Okay, why? Because, okay, so this is, when it is going to fit, which business use case it is going to utilize. Basically any green new field, it is startup company, Okay, any startup company, any middleware, and you want to test something in a cloud, whether your workloads on the database servers is working or not, that time you are going to utilize this, Azure SQL basically. Okay, because of, any startup and the medium level organization, they're not, capable enough to maintain all the, networking storage database guys. Okay, simple, they want to develop the application, they want to use one database that in Azure cloud. So the best suit on the, the less cost effective um, service which is Microsoft is going to provide you, uh, Azure SQL database. Okay, so if you can see this in Azure SQL database, okay, in a PaaS model, it will comes into the scope of two. One is Azure SQL singleton database, other one is Azure SQL managed instance. Okay, so why we should go for Azure SQL managed instance? Okay, because of, okay, as I said, if you want to test something, if you are developed in any new application that you want to do R&D, it is best to go. And one more business use case, as I said, okay, let's say you don't have any dependency like, cross queries, DB mail configuration, you know that kind of aspect, SQL agent jobs, there is no dependency in such context, you will go and utilize even for the production also. Okay, you will use for, R&D production, new, um, application development SQL server that you want, you can utilize. But production also you can 100% utilize. Okay, but the thing is that, okay, if at all that, three aspect, linked server configuration, cross CLR enabled, SQL agent, there is no dependency, you can good to go and utilize. This is in a cost effective, this is a very lesser cheaper cost of your, SQL server deployment. And the other thing is, which is going to give, Azure SQL managed instances basically. Okay, this is one of the, best suit for, cloud landscape. Okay, managed instances. 99% of, production utilization, production servers that you are going to utilize this managed instance PaaS. Okay, why they are going to use basically this one, these two. Okay, once after the migration has done, not required your support or your, maintenance here. Okay, that's what clients is looking forward to move this PaaS model. Okay, this one is only for the 95.95% of, compatibility, as I said just before. Okay, so the SQL agent, the, CLR enabled, cross queries, linked servers, SQL agent, which is not there. Okay, only just for, content database kind of thing you can utilize here. This one, okay, which is very lesser cost. This is which is going to give the 99.95, okay, compatibility. Okay, 95 compatibility it is going to give you. Which one? Azure SQL managed instance. Why? Because it is an as same as your on premises. Okay, whatever you are going to use in on premises landscape. Okay, the linked service, backup, SQL agent, whatever you want to do, it is going to give. Why it is not in 100% compatibility? Because of these two. Okay, with respect to patching, database, high availability, backup, everything is going to, maintain and managed by the cloud vendor. You are not going to take care anything. Okay, your work is just, take lift and shift here your data, let it maintain, and they are going to use. Okay, so other aspect you have, infrastructure as service also. Okay, so this is, like our on-premises database, so similar kind of process. This, there is nothing change at all, only, okay, the patching related you have to take care, and then backup you have to take care, and high availability you have to configure similar. Okay, but what is the business use case to go for? Again you are into the cloud which using the similar SQL server setup. Because of, okay, you want to control on your, host level also. Here you cannot able to access the your, underlying OS level. Okay, what OS Microsoft is using, you don't know actually. Okay, but here you have 100% compatibility control here. Okay, 100% compatibility control here, you will see here. That's what this is, you will get in 100% compatible. If you can see in the bottom of this one, okay, best migration in an applications running in the OS level access. If you want to know OS level access, so which customer there typically is going to looking forward? Basically, you have, banking sector, finance, healthcare domains. They typically will follow their own customization script they want to utilize. See, even in on-premises also, if you are working in a bank domain customer, they'll use DMZ zone and security zone. They'll put it at their servers they're going to use. So their use of their customization. See, the main fundamental things is we are going to learn more in depth of these three flavors. Okay, so within this one you will have a singleton database and elastic pool that we are going to discuss in detail. If you can see this, okay, when it is best modern cloud application, hyperscale serverless option, if you are going to work, we'll discuss this. What is hyperscale, what is the serverless, that in details we are going to discuss. Okay, let's see the best modern most migration to this cloud lift and shift to ES2. So this is a path cloud vendor is going to take care. You are not going to take care. So this is infrastructure as service. Okay, so which is compatible 100%. So we are more focusing this aspect. See, here is our just go through this content first of all. Okay, so but whatever we are talking about, more than real-time utilization we are going to cover. Okay, but considering of all this, we'll have the basic modules 1 or 2. Okay, and then third module onwards we'll get start in Azure SQL. Okay, fourth module Azure SQL managed instance will start, and fifth module will get Azure SQL and availability we are going to start. So everything concept based on a real-time use cases. Okay, I just want to show. Okay, I'm just stopping the recording session. If you have any questions, so that we can go and discuss how the real-time feel, how the service is going to happen in the production environment. We'll see. Do you have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Please let me know. Just 5 minutes I'm
Yeah,
going to
Bhima.
give. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So the lift and shift method, okay, IaaS and PaaS, okay.
Mhm.
So do we have any document which are related to the same thing and can have a chance to explain the real-time scenario to
Yeah.
migrate in lift and shift method?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll keep your question side. Once after this is completely in a production, right? I'll show that all the existing documents. What are the questions that you want to ask? I have that one. I'll show once after this, recording is going to stop. Okay.
Yeah. So because it should be work in Azure migration, which is available in Azure portal, and it should
No,
have
no,
the VNet and everything.
we have your own documentation. Okay, I'll show that one.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Anyone
Okay,
have any
okay.
question?
Thank you.
Just give me 2 minutes. That's it. Anyone have any questions?
So for providing SQL database access, okay,
Mhm.
Windows, we selected mixed model like
Yes.
Windows and as well as SQL. So
Yes.
it should be only a Gmail account or it is completely depends upon the organization also, correct? I hope.
Yeah, so as and when you are going to take the organizational tenant, okay, it will come like,
Mhm.
your tenant ID or, Wipro.com or TCS.com, it will come, right? So on the tenant domain only, whoever the logins specific organization, they know they're going to available there. Okay, so outside of, logins or, IDs, that is not going to accept. Let's say if I want to add from in the Gmail account, also it is not going to add. See, what I want to tell
Oh,
here, the respect to domain users only, it is going to reflect.
okay.
Okay, so you cannot able to see, you are working for the TCS, you are going to, if you want to try to add the Gmail, it is not going to work. But that will work to give the guest ID. guest user kind of thing. So the some particular period of time you can work on it. But working in the portal, that is not going to, use. You cannot able to add into the as a Windows authentication user Gmail account. The specific domain user
Okay.
account should be retrieved. So that AD team is going to taken care. See, whatever the domain user accounts, they are going to sync this on-premises users, or else they directly can create into the users into this here. Okay, so if you can see, the Microsoft Entra ID is there, right? Sometimes they're going to create here users. Okay, so if AD guys is there, they're going to sync on-premises users all here. Okay, so that is a one kind of approach. So whatever the IDs he is going to reflecting, you can add when you are going to deploy, when you are going to create that ID, you can able to add part of the individual ID, or else you can create the group, add that group into this, you will get this list of the users here, right? You can able to see. Okay, so these users you can add into the, my ID is a Gmail account ID. Though I am taking, paid subscription, I am using, Gmail account, but in a real time, I'll show that. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll show that in an entire aspect. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyone have any question still? Okay, I'm just stopping the recording. Okay, so that we'll